Hey guys, hope you're having a great day today. My name is Daniel, and in today's video I'd like to share with you for the first time my 16-foot by 7 by 4 foot new dump trailer. It's just 2 feet longer than my first one. Just a little bit of a difference for this second dumpster that I bought. So I did want to share with you my thoughts on this larger dumpster trailer that I bought. I've actually already used it once. I've already filled it up, and I currently still have not dumped it yet, so that's going to be actually today. I'm going to take it to the dump, to the transfer station, and get that cleared out, and we will get it going. But I just wanted to talk through a little bit my thoughts on this larger trailer, and just kind of work through the thinking of why I bought just a slightly larger trailer like this, having a 17-yard trailer rather than the 15-yard that I bought originally. You know, my original intention with buying a second trailer was to be able to have just the main thought of having another option. If somebody did already have my trailer rented out, the first one, I would have another option for them. Originally was thinking, hey, you know, I'm going to get a second 15-yard trailer, so I do have that second option to have the same thing. But then I thought, well, man, I probably just need to buy a bigger trailer to maybe be able to bring in more revenue, be able to you know, have that price differently, to be able to have a smaller option versus a larger option. And so for my price point, for what I'm wanting to do, buying a new second dumpster, I couldn't really go too much further, couldn't go too much higher with a dumpster. So the 17 or the 17-yard, the 16-foot dumpster was pretty much the highest I could go at this point for my current setup right now. We'll see how things go in the future, but for right now, this is what I could do. So right off the bat, just kind of seeing the difference between having from a 15 to a 17. It's pretty clear where they put the extra 2 feet. I believe on my 15, this was kind of indented or shorter, and so I believe they didn't stretch the back or change where the axles are. I think they left all that the same, it looks like, and then just stretched the front part out here a little bit more. So I think that's where the initial 2 feet kind of come from. And so for my setup, that also came with the manual jack right here, just having to crank it out and be able to turn this puppy kind of going back and forth here for actually getting this, there we go, actually getting that hooked up to a trailer. You know, my first trailer, I was spoiled rotten with having the hydraulic jack on there. They offered it to me at the same price as a regular manual jack one, which just simply, that just blew my mind. That was incredible. And I went back, and ever since I've looked all over the place for a 14-foot, for a 16-foot like I actually bought, and nobody had a already installed hydraulic jack ready to go out the door. I did not realize how much of an upgrade that is, how that's not a standard thing, that's not anything, that's apparently that's just a luxury feature. And I gotta tell you, I don't know if I can go back. This manual jack, it does not have long for me to be replacing it. It is several $100s. I will be having Big Tex do that, probably in Indy, their dealership in Indy, where I live. But to me, it's just so worth it to have the hydraulic jack, not fiddling around with this, especially in the rain or the snow or the elements, whatever. It's just going to be huge for me to be able to get this jack replaced. You know, other than that, the main thing is being able to charge a little bit more, to be able to have a marketable reason why I'm going to be charging more for this trailer. You know, technically this can actually only hold a little bit less than my original 15-yard trailer. For the GVWR, the payload is less because there's more metal, there's more to the frame, everything. It's actually heavier of a trailer, of course, which makes sense, but it can only, because it's the same axle poundage or whatever, I'm not able to pull any more. Because I'm not trying to go to a much higher GVWR. So the reason why I got technically a larger trailer, but yet it can't hold as much as my other trailer, is basically because I'll be able to market this as being able to have more volume, but yet it won't be able to hold the density, or the payload would be less. So this larger trailer would probably, if it really came down to it, if I had to choose what trailer do I use for what, one for residential, one for commercial, technically this would be better for more residential people, because it's got more volume, but it's not going to be able to hold as much technically. So homeowners' items are probably not going to be as heavy as a full load of shingles. They're going to be much more heavier, much more dense. It's going to be extremely more filled up with shingles just laying flat across the entire thing, built up all the way to the 4 foot. If I were to have a roof project go that large, which actually is coming up. I've got actually both dumpsters rented out for, I think he said at least a day, possibly 2, for both. So we'll see how that kind of goes, but essentially this larger trailer would actually be better to try to market to homeowners, because they'll have more space, but yet on average homeowners are going to have lighter loads, so it'll fill the volume up before it actually hits that payload, hits that maxed out weight that really would cause me concern, having to be able to dump the whole thing and just be, you know, traveling down the road with it. So so that's kind of the name of the game for this trailer. Obviously that's not always going to work out. You know, sometimes I might actually have this rented out to a contractor, to a commercial person who's actually going to be loading up pretty heavy. I'm going to just try to be as careful as I can, having as I said, having the extra length more towards the front. That's going to cause, unless they moved the actual pivot point, or where the hydraulic jack for the actual dumping mechanism, unless they move that forward to be in accordance with, you know, dead center or something, that means that there's now less leverage to be able to lift the front of the actual trailer up to be able to dump it all the way. If the jack is still where it was before, then it's going to have a slightly harder time, and it's going to put more work on that hydraulic lift to be able to actually dump it. So being able to, you know, try to encourage people, hey, can you not put as heavy of a stuff towards the front? Maybe that's an option I can do. Encourage people to, hey, can you put the heavier stuff more towards the back? That doesn't have to be dogmatic about it, but maybe that could help overall the lifetime, the longevity of the trailer. But at the end of the day, it's not that much less. I think it's like 200 or 300 pounds less that it can actually haul, and with that 2 feet, it's not incredibly different, but I will be able to charge a little bit more for that on pricing. And so that's kind of what I've done for this trailer. I'm still kind of working out the kinks, working out the different pricing models and things I'm trying to do, especially with my website. I do at some point want to share with you guys my website to maybe get a picture of what I'm doing. By no means am I an expert. I've now spent months and months and months working on the website, knowing nothing, just researching, just YouTubing, trying to get some good ideas of how to do things in a business, you know, minded way. So if this video was a help to you, just consider subscribing, hitting the like button if you got good value. I hope to be able to bring you more content like this, just kind of sharing my journey, documenting the whole thing, even if it's just for myself, just kind of having to think through these things. You know, I want to be business minded. I want to be efficient. I want to know why I do things. I don't want to just kind of go with the flow. Well, everybody else does this. Man, that's not a good reason. The amount of times I've heard people in business situations, which isn't an incredible amount, but it's enough to kind of scare me a little bit, for people just to say, well, this is how everybody else does it, or this is how people say I'm supposed to do this. That's stupid. That's really dumb, in my opinion. And I want to know why I'm doing things. Why did I buy a 17 yard trailer over the 15? What's my next trailer going to be? If and when that happens, we'll see. I want to know these things. I want to know why. I want to be critical of myself, critical of what I'm using, how I'm doing things, so that I can be better prepared the next time something happens. So thank you for watching. Hope you have a great day today. Stay safe, guys, and God bless.